Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at a rare piece of web equipment. Now this piece of web equipment belongs to a extremely hard set of webbing. It was known as the 1940 pattern webbing, which of course the name 1940 pattern obviously came out in 1940, but it was deemed obsolete very quick. So without any further ado, let's take a look at it. So what we have here is actually a 1940 pattern cavalry water bottle carrier. So in 1940, the cavalry got their own set of web equipment, that being this, the 1940 pattern. Now, it may look the same as 1937 pattern, into which I actually shall bring in a 1937 pattern water bottle carrier. As you can see, these are completely different. That being, this one goes back to the old roots of the mill's design, such as the Great War ones, where the press stud is closed on the front, whereas 1937 would take a different route and have the press stud close on the shoulder of the water bottle. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the details of this 1940 pattern. So as you can see, it's got two 1-inch buckles on the back. That being, so this would actually be carried on the cross straps instead of being carried below the belt. Now it has this piece here, this brass rivet. As you can see, it's closed in the front by a press stud. Of course, it has these straps coming over the top, just like so. This one is an original. This is dated Miko 1940, so the Mills Equipment Company 1940, which this is obviously the start of when the equipment was being issued out. And with a broad arrow, and then I believe that's 0. Nothing on the other side. Now, when you have the water bottle carrier like that, you'd think this is for its own water bottle, but no. After looking at pictures, I have found these with 1937 pattern water bottles in, or the Mark 6 water bottle in. So what I shall do is I shall go and fit one right in there. As you can see, we have now fitted a enamel water bottle in. As you can see, this is a blue enameled one, and that has managed to fit in there as well. But however, just note, it is very tight to get it in, so it may require some of the webbing to actually be stretched. But also remember the fact that these were never issued in the first place. So all the 1940 pattern webbing you can find on the market is all one issued, basically, and that is how the water bottle would actually be kept inside the carrier, but you still have a load of space in there. So what we shall do is we shall actually compare this with a 1937 pattern water bottle carrier. So then, as you can see, we have the 1940 pattern water bottle carrier here, and we have the 1937 pattern water bottle carrier on this side. So let's actually just go in and compare the two. So as you can see, with 1937, it's more of a skeleton design. Meanwhile, with 1940 pattern, it's almost like the sleeve type carriers that you would get for 1937. I'd also just like to make up this point that this one is actually one from the I've got that the wrong way. It's actually from the 1950s, 1953. However, it is of the same wartime pattern. So the way the press studs are done is that the 1940 pattern has the press stud done on the front, and the 1937 has the press stud done on the top, here. Now the way that these would be buckled on is that with 1937, the two 1-inch buckles are on the side of the water bottle carrier, and these would be carried on the cross strap, on the end of the cross straps or the ends of the braces. The 1940 pattern would be on your braces like that. In some pictures you see it different, the way they're being carried as well. Now these both would fit the blue enamelled water bottle and the green enamelled water bottle in both of these. So I hope you found this video informative and enjoyable, especially on something that's quite rare, such as this 1940 pattern water bottle carrier. 1940 pattern wasn't issued extensively, as by the time 1940 rolled around, the war had changed. Quite different, as when the UK entered World War II, we thought it was going to be the exact same as World War I. And so we ultimately thought of creating a set of web equipment that's used for cavalry. As the 1937 pattern, everything hangs down. There is articles hanging below the belt. Whereas the cavalry, if you're on a horseback, you need everything not below the belt. So if you like this video, then hit the subscribe button and press the notification button as well. You'll get notified every single time I upload. And thanks for watching.